Welcome everybody to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, PapaDenk, and today is a very special tribute to Lance Smitty Smith, aka No Pitty Smitty. But before we begin with my MCW family, I want to it's been a rough 24 hours for me as well. Besides, we lost Smitty. My coworker passed away this morning after a tough battle. Joe, such a nice guy, man. Such an awesome guy, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I just got no words, I guess. All right, let me bring to you everybody from MCW. Carl, 187. And did we lose him? He's not coming up. Hold on. I think his froze. We'll add him on later on. Let's talk about why we're here tonight.
You want me to start, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna start showing some of the pictures that I have. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
You guys either want to talk about the picture or you want to start off with what Smitty meant to you individually?
Well, I mean, I'll start because Smitty was a man that made an impact on my life and a lot of people in the dressing room. He was genuinely a just an all-around nice guy.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to wrap your head around it. Smitty, he was one of a kind, man. We can sit here and say, that he's one of these people that come in your life once in a lifetime. He was just he was a big help. He was a big member of the team. He was always a big joy. Me, when I was about to go to neck surgery, he had it done before. He was always messaging me, "Oh, you'll be okay, brother. You'll be okay." And just, man, him as a wrestler, him as a person, him as a father. We lost a good one, man. We really, really, truly did. You spend that kind of time with somebody every weekend for over a year. I mean, every weekend. Our Saturday shows. If there wasn't a show for APW, that was one of my last matches. If there wasn't a show for APW, he was at our Saturday shows. The benefits. I mean, he just one hell of a guy, and the world has lost a great one.
Absolutely. Some great pictures you guys sent me. Steel cage match. Now, what's he doing here?
Talking trash, probably.
He looks like he's having a good time over there.
It looked to me like he's holding up the Legacy World title.
There he is with Spotlight Rebellion.
Spotlight Rebellion. This is a faction that he created.
Told him, hey, Smitty, had no business, man.
Go on, like Carl said. I mean, all of us probably have stories that we could tell about Smitty, but just as a person, the truth is the reason I turned him heel is because he's too nice of a guy. He couldn't get the job done.
Who's on? Oh, Too Good's on with us. I don't think his visual is working.
Yeah, my video's not.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you this,
but
man.
you should.
Smitty,
Go ahead, Too Good.
I was gonna say, Smitty come in. I met him at APW. A huge teddy bear. Just a good goofy guy. And he come and started working for us at our company. And literally anything and everything we did, he was on board. I mean, from day one. And like David said, too good of a guy, man, to be a heel, man. So he was way excited about working with me as far as with people, as far as doing PR, as far as doing some benefits and stuff. He was excited about being able to not have to talk trash to him and be in the dark. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be able to interact with all the people and be productive, man. And I'm gonna tell you, there's been a lot of deaths. We all go through a lot of that, and I'm usually really good with that. But when it comes to Smitty, man, it hit me hard. We literally, I watched him grow in the wrestling business. I watched him grow at MCW. He literally was a friend. Even if you didn't want him as a friend, he was a friend. I mean, it was just the way it was, And it's really been kind of tough,
Really?
to lose somebody, like they said, that you're with every weekend. You put your body on the line. You put your life in their hands, and to have them just taken so quick, it seems surreal,
Absolutely. Too good. Share with us a great memory you have with Smitty.
Oh man. Whew. I have a
Hey,
lot.
we love you, Tommy.
We
Thank
do
you,
love you,
brother.
Tommy.
I love you too, man. It's it's been a while. I guess man, on a road trip, hope. Is it picking up?
I don't think we can hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear that. Yes. Here's a comment from a fan while Too Good's trying to work on his audio. From John Douglas. Hey guys, Lance Smitty was an awesome guy, a great wrestler. I'm lucky to have watched him a few times at MCW shows.
Absolutely. He made an impact. He made an impact on a lot of people's lives.
I love this picture of him right here. It looks like he's having fun over there.
Absolutely.
He always did.
There he is right there. Some great pictures, man. Here he is with the Rock and Roll Express right there.
Yeah. And that's Tommy Too Good right there. I mean,
Tommy.
Yeah. That, Tommy, it's probably harder for Tommy PapaDenk because he was Smitty's best friend. They were best friends.
It's not hard to see why anybody would not want to be best friends with Smitty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Look at that. Carl, let us know what's one of your favorite memories with Smitty.
Oh man. I actually shared a video. I shared a video that was awesome. That was one of his proudest moments, man. For his daughter to be able to do that at MCW and with somebody of that caliber, and she didn't skip a beat. She was on it. He was so proud of that moment. He cried in the dressing room. That's the moment right there. That's the picture. That's the picture. Man, I got a few. I got one. I shared a video on my Facebook. David 187 said it to me. It was him talking trash about me, and it was just some app where his face, and that was the first thing. And I didn't even know who he was. He was like, "Yeah, I seen pictures and stuff." He said, "Oh, look, he's clowning on you." And I watched the video. and it was funny. But I don't know, man. I've been on the same side as Smitty a little over a year now, or I've been on opposite corners. I don't know. When I was having neck surgery and was scared and had them last two matches, and really the main part of it was me and Smitty, because he was, the head of Spotlight Rebellion, and it was about, my retirement matches. It's just he hugged me and he told me what an honor it was, and it just, man, it was just heartfelt. It just, I don't know, man. I've got so many, man. I don't know.
All right. Mallory says the time he ripped 187 shirt off for a napkin. You want to tell us that story?
Absolutely. That was actually the story I was gonna tell, if I can get called to give me a minute. But yeah, I was in the dressing room talking to Harry and Carl, and I guess TikTok Tommy is the guy who used to work for us, and them had a little group. Well, he was eating a hot dog and it had ketchup on it. Well, he jerked the door open and ripped my shirt off and said, "Here's your napkin," and gave it to TikTok Tommy to wipe his face with.
Yeah. And we were all like, what the hell? He just took it two hands to rip.
Ripped my whole shirt off me. Just a good character guy, man.
Ray says, out of everything he ever succeeded in, the one thing he was most successful in was being an amazing father. He had the biggest heart, a great mentor, and a friend. From Christy. There's a lot of stuff coming in, guys. Tommy says, working the Rock and Roll Express was one of my favorite memories. That was all him. He got us that match. It was a dream match for both of us, like two kids living in the dream, because we were.
Yeah.
Sabrina says, Rip Smitty, you were the best, and my thoughts are pressed to the family and fans as well. CJ says, it's my fondest memory of Smitty. Dad's last match outside of me and him making fun of each other's ages. We all love Smitty. So, how are you, Herb? Anybody else want to share a memory?
I'm sorry, I'm struggling.
I know, man. It's tough, man. It's tough when you lose someone you're close to, man. I mean, there's no. Yeah, I
remember last time I wrestled Smitty, he told me, made me promise I wouldn't blow him up. He said, "Don't make me sick out there." I said, "You got the wrong guy. Us old guys stick together. We don't get blowed up. It's not us." I said, "That's my brother Harry that'll blow you up. It ain't me. I ain't that guy no more." I said, "Us old guys got to stick together."
One of the last times I talked to him, I told him, "Fuck you." Last time I messaged him on Facebook, he was asking me how much his stuff brought for the benefit show, and I was like, "Fuck you," and he's like, "What's that for?" I said, "Man, I paid $40 for your No Pitty Smitty doll because my 4-year-old just had to have it." And he yelled at me. He said, "It's an effing action figure. It's not a doll." I was like, "My bad, bro. My bad." I paid $40 damn for this thing because my 4-year-old cried and had to have it. It was funny. He got so mad. "It's an action figure." I said, I know. I'm just playing."
Oh man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this Friday night, you guys are doing a tribute show. Right? Am I right? Am I wrong?
Well, here's the thing: we're gonna do a 10 bell and stuff for them, but we're gonna plan a real tribute show, something bigger than just a spur of the moment thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. Okay.
And
that's the game plan.
In his obituary, it said, like instead of flowers, people can make donations to his church and the NEA animal deal.
Okay.
That was his thing. Animals was his thing, but it was in the obituary. So if anybody wants to make any donations in his memory, we can give you that info, or it's in his obituary if you have a chance to read it.
Okay. Anna says, Smitty used to say, I never lost to a guy named Carl.
That's what the video said. That's what the video said. Yeah.
Angel says, I'm
But
going to miss him arguing with me every Friday night.
the last person I pinned was Smitty. The last match I had and the last person I pinned was him.
Oh, man.
Hey, I just want to say something real quick.
Somebody's
I
puppy's
worked-
going on.
Yeah, I worked with Smitty, but since he's been with MCW, I love you, Smitty. I gotta go. Love y'all.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man. Love you too, brother. All right. Yeah. I don't even know what to say, man. I'm at a loss for words tonight. It's just tough. Tough when you lose someone you care about, someone you love, someone you respect, someone who made an impact in people's lives. As
He wasn't just a wrestler to us. He was part of our family. We talk to him every day. Every time we seen him, we didn't greet with a handshake. We greeted with a hug. When we walked up on each other, it was "I love you, bro. How you doing?" When we left each other, it was always "I love you. See you next week."
there he is.
It's hard when you know there's no next week.
Well, that's the thing is we always were family. We always heard from each other every day. It's not like we just come to wrestle and that was it. I mean, we heard from each other every day. We're family, I mean, we're his wrestling family. Always will be.
Absolutely. Zach, welcome aboard.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. What is your fondest memory with Smitty?
Man, with me and him being in Spotlight Rebellion together, I mean, he's the one that, allowed me to be a part of it, and, yeah, things took a turn at the end, but, we had so many memories together in that ring. I mean, he was such a nice guy that, a lot of us as heels, we'll talk trash to the crowd, we'll call them names. And the only thing that he could ever come up with to call the crowd was losies, because he was too big of a teddy bear to call him anything worse than that. Yeah. He always wanted to play a rib on somebody, but it was, he couldn't execute because he'd give it away because he was too nice.
He was such a nice guy, right? Derek King is joining us. Can you chime in, Derek, on your best memory you had with Smitty?
I guess I'm going to say what everybody else is saying. He was too nice of a guy. He could never really be the bad guy. So, I mean, I didn't realize that he and I had mutual friends, but we did. And I got a call the night before everything kind of went down or whatever. And but I would never expect him not to be happy or jovial, the laughing guy or whatever. Always a good guy. Never. I said this several times. He should never be a bad guy. He should always be a good guy.
Look at this picture right here in the ring with his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was his world.
big time baby face.
Absolutely.
Here's with Tommy.
Tommy. Yeah.
So,
He's a proud daddy.
yeah. How is has anybody checked in on his daughter?
I've been talking to Tommy. They just got a lot going on. The funeral will be Friday. We'll get to talk to her then. I haven't bothered, his wife or anything on Facebook or nothing. Just, I'm sure she needs time. She lost a lot more than what all of us did. So,
Absolutely. He's a good memory. Not only was an awesome wrestler and athlete, but he was a great softball player as well. Did
Yeah.
anybody
Arkansas Hall of Fame.
really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Derek, any more memories from you, Derek?
I've only known him, briefly from MCW, but like I said, I've only been in the background going turning babyface every time he's out there. So, but Randy Hales knew him very well, and Randy and I talked about him, but I just knew the guy that performed. I didn't really know the guy that that everybody else knows as much as because they worked with him a lot more than I did, and what's so crazy is that he knew who I was, and I didn't really remember years back who he was. So, but he always had, like I would say, he always had fun back there and did what he's supposed to do. So,
Well, Derek, I don't know if you know this, but we talk to Smitty every day, and he looked up to you, Derek. That's why. A lot of people look up to you. That's why you have to be the role model and the person that you are to, teach.
it is. I appreciate that. It is.
Well, I know for a fact because he told me.
I'm not mad at Derek this week, so I have to agree.
Now, come Friday, you'll be mad again. Who knows?
No, I think you're good. You got a couple weeks before I start kayfabing again.
You're good on that. I appreciate that, but I just wrestle and I just want to have a good time. So I'm a lucky guy. I really do mean that, but I just like to have fun and pretty decent at wrestling. That's what I look at.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't beat me, but that's but it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about Smitty. You can't beat me. You never will be able to. So,
Never say never.
well, I just did.
Is that because you're the booker?
No, it's because I'm better than you.
You had your dream match last week, Spider-Man.
Hey, it's because I'm better than you.
I have to hear this a lot.
Hey, Derek, I'm the commissioner. I can make that match.
I feel bad for you, Derek. You had to hear this a lot.
And this happens a lot to me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Lydia says he had the biggest heart of gold, had absolutely no enemies, many opponents, but no enemies. Christy says he was butt kicking him in the head with your boots does not reflect that. Yeah.
He had a big foot, and he could lift it up to your face.
Yeah.
That was never kicked by him. That's a good thing.
Anybody else want to share some memories?
Like all of us have said, we talked with him, and I'll never forget any of the times I wrestled with him. He was a great guy. He listened. He always respected me, and I always respected him.
Okay.
And that's heartfelt. I mean that.
And he was always so nervous. He'd constantly ask after a match or after a promo or anything. He's like, "Man, do you think it went over?" I'm like, man, you would know before I would. You know, you've been in the business longer than I have. I said, just let's see what happens. Let's see what happens next week, and you know, it got over. And in his case, it always got over.
All right. CJ says sometimes he could. He kicked me in the face one of my first times in the ring.
That's true.
CJ was so nervous about working him too.
I will say this, because I'll probably have to get off here, but I will say this: life is so short. You never realize. I mean, we complain about the trivial things in life, and really just want to be living as long as we can. I've had a couple of conversations about living and dying in the last couple of days. It is a scary thing to think of, but enjoy it while you can, because it's all we can do. Because once it's over, and there's no repeat. So
Absolutely.
I think sometimes we argue about, get it, into a point of where we're having a moment for no reason.
Life
But
is definitely
it's not
very
worth
short.
it.
Life is definitely very short, man, to be arguing over trivial things. I agree.
Well, Derek, that's probably one of the smartest things I've heard you say. So I guess you ain't as dumb as you look.
I see a rematch happening somewhere down the road.
I can book that match, Derek.
I think we need to have that this weekend,
Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. How about that?
Woo! You
Save
can't handle 2 nights of 187.
it.
I know all your tricks to the trade, young man.
Yeah.
I'm working on a new pair of shoes. Don't worry.
Remember
I
that
just want
brick
to
that
talk
hit
to
you in
both
the
of
head?
them on Sunday. I just want to talk to them both on Sunday.
On
Wow,
Sunday.
man. Appreciate you guys coming on for the episode. It's been a tough 24 hours. That's for sure.
It absolutely has.
Yeah.
And it's going to be tough going forward without Smitty being there every Friday.
Absolutely. It ain't going to be the same at all whatsoever.
Like I was saying earlier, man, ever since Smitty's been at MCW, man, I've been on the other end of all of that. And he was amazing, man. He always wanted to put me open. And he never had to.
We got some more comments coming. Praying for the family and you guys. A lot of comments tonight for Smitty.
He touched a lot of people, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be rough, you know.
Like I said, he's one of a kind.
When you're genuine, people know,
And when you're full of shit like 187, people know that too.
People know.
187's taking a lot of hits tonight.
Yeah. You see what I mean? They get on here and they gang up on me. Like now my little brother wants to start talking trash.
You started this, by
And
the
I'm
way.
sure Harry will have something to say about himself too.
Wow.
I'd rather just slap the piss out of you, really. So I mean,
See what I mean?
Wow,
now, this
guys,
is what's going
calm
on
down.
This is what's
all
going
you
on
gotta do is
in
all you gotta do is
187
face
is
to
fighting
face with me.
everybody.
That's because you're an ass.
CJ says 187 can't handle 2 nights of 187.
That's probably true.
That's exactly right.
That's real
Garrett
talk right
can't
there.
2 nights of me either.
I
right,
thought
gentlemen.
my ego, I thought my ego was big.
It is. It is,
Your
Derek.
head is big too.
Oh,
geez. On that note alone, all right, guys, I just want to step in and say hello. On that note alone, I
Thank
will
you.
see you
Thank
guys. This is the first time I've been on the show, so I know we've dodged
Yes.
a couple of times.
Yeah, because look, Derek, it's a Wednesday and you're on. Why are you so damn difficult any other time? Got to
But
be
we'll
a
handle this
Sunday.
all on Friday, and we'll get it all together. Anyway, you guys have a good one. I will talk to you guys soon.
Have a good night, Derek.
All right, thank you guys.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.
Jason says, I'll say this. He's what made the Spotlight Rebellion what it is, Papa Dank. Can we get Jason to come on? Serena, can you send Jason the link, see if he can hop on with us real quick?
He put it in the group.
Oh, it was in the group?
Yeah, he's on his way home from up north. So I think
okay.
he's driving.
Gotcha.
Oh, so he's messaging and typing out sentences instead of just talking?
Not very safe.
Yeah, he did send in a few promos driving one time. Holding the title with one hand, a camera with another. And I was like, is he driving? And he's like, yeah, driving with my knee.
All right, gentlemen, any last parting words before we head out?
Hey, love your family. Hold them tight, man. Stop with the bull crap, man. You never know. You never know. So, just real talk, man. Smitty was an amazing guy, man. MCW's taking a hard loss.
All right. I'm being told don't end. Nix wants to come on and join us. She wants to share a memory. All right. Let's talk about this Friday. We're doing the 10 bell salute and then a tribute show later on before the year end.
Yes, soon. But we just want to make it a big deal. We want to allow APW and stuff to come. We want to welcome people from other companies to come and pay respect to them. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make it a big deal, you know, because he was a big deal to us and to everybody that he came into life with, you know. So
look at Smitty here, man. He looks like he is the life of the party.
Yeah, he was.
Oh man, amazing stuff, man. I hardly even recognize Ray there.
He looks so tiny.
He looks so tiny. I'm not used to him being that tiny, man.
No, it's just Smitty was big.
There he is. There he is with Mary Beth.
hey, listen, Papa. We ordered the new Legacy belt. We got it, and when I seen him hold it up, I was like, God dog, I gotta order a new belt. And everybody's like, why? I'm like, that belt looks so tiny. I mean, it's a heavyweight belt. I mean, so I literally had to go get another belt made 6 weeks later, and that way I could have the belt that looked like a real belt to him. You know.
We're about to be joined right now by Nix. Hey, Nix, how are you? Hi, yeah, I know. Let us know what your fondest memory is of Smitty. We talked about him briefly when I had you on last time.
Yeah, I have quite a few, but the one that out is when I was first training with AP events, body slam. Super afraid to guess and the advice to give a body slam was to get all. So now every time I give a body slam to somebody, I hear his voice in the back of my head saying, "Get all up in there." He gave me a body slam. It scared the bejesus out of me because Smitty was huge. So, I remember after he gave me a body slam, he was like, "Well, never washing this arm again." One of the best things about Smitty was he was never afraid to.
It's okay.
Hey, you good. Take your time.
Yeah, take your time. Absolutely.
He was never afraid to tell you what was on his heart. And I remember I've had several moments in my over 2 years in the business where I felt like I wasn't cut out for it. And one of the people that always reminded me that I was Smitty. He would always tell me every chance he got that he was proud of me. And it breaks my heart to know that I'll never hear him say it again. Oh. Oh. But I'm going to keep doing what I do, and I'm going to everything that he taught me, and I'm going to make sure that I make him proud.
You already have.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
You already have. You're awesome. You already have made him proud.
Tommy says he was. He always told everyone how proud he was of you and Buck. Yeah.
We love you, Nick.
I gotta go, y'all.
All right.
We love you, girl.
Yeah, man. It's tough, man. Very tough for all of us.
I don't know, man. I guess I just want to say, man, I love you, Smitty.
187.
I have no words, man. I love Smitty with all my heart, man. He was very humble, and I'm gonna miss him every day.
I'm being told that Jason wants to come on. He said give him 5 minutes. Zach, tell us another memory you have of Smitty that stands out.
Another memory was so we were kind of talking about how things would go down, and all I remember is somewhere in the match he missed red, and he kept coming, and I was right there on the apron, and he just shot me all the way to I thought it was going to go to the third, but it only made it to the first row. And all I could think was, oh man, he didn't stiff me at all. I'm gonna have to rib him. Man, you cracked a tooth, or we got this back, and he was so upset because he thought he stiffed me really, really hard. I didn't even get to rib him yet. He was scared to death that he killed me. I was like, dude, you're good. He's like, are you sure? I was like, man, I promise you, I had every intention on ribbing you the whole night, but now I see how nervous you are, dude. You're good. You barely nicked me. Like, we're good. And before I get off here, I just want to say that he may have, Spotlight may have turned on him, but he's always going to be a part of Spotlight. He's always going to be in our corner. And to Smitty's family, I mean, MCW's here for you. If you ever need anything at all, you can give anyone at MCW a call. If you just need somebody to talk to, if whatever it is, no matter what time of the day, anything. Because anything that we needed, Smitty was there for us.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
I know my son's watching. CJ, you can get on. You're part of the group.
That's right, CJ.
You
man.
can click on the link and come on if you want to say something about Smitty.
Yeah, come on, CJ. We're waiting for Jason anyway. He was the centerfold of the Spotlight Rebellion and part of the making of the rebellion.
He started the Spotlight Rebellion. It was based around him. Freak Nation kind of went away. Them guys left and stuff like that, and he still wanted to be part of a faction.
Natalie wants to know how to get the link. Serena, let her know how to get in. It's simple. You just click on the link, you sign in, and then you come on in. Yeah, let's get CJ on. I want to hear his best memory of Smitty.
I know when me and him went to
Jason's on.
wrestle Smitty and yeah.
There's Jason.
Hey,
Jason,
sorry, fellas, I'm a little late to the party.
Is it safe for you to drive and video right now?
I'm an outlaw, man. I'm good.
Well, we know you're an outlaw. We
Smitty
already
wouldn't-
know that.
Smitty wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I'll tell you that. No, man, I wanted to come on and just stress how genuine that guy was, man. He was one of the most genuine people I've ever met in my life. He really was. Like, he'd always ask you, man, what do you want to do? Or we'd come back from a match. He'd say, man, was that okay? Was everything all right? You know, he was always generally concerned about how you felt about his performance or how he done. And, you know, him and Carl always rib on each other. You know, he'd tell Carl he was going to kick him in the nuts, and Carl would tell him he's going to kick him in the watermelon head. You know, we were all in there for Carl's last match, and that's one thing that really stands out was Smitty was very, very eminent about how he wanted all that to be about Carl and everything to be on Carl, you know, because that was Carl's moment. And that's one thing I'll say about him was he was the most unselfish person I've ever met in my life. And he's going to be missed. He really is. And I just feel blessed that I got a chance to work with him.
He had to be the one to take the pin for my last match. It had to be him. It had to be me to pin him.
He did. He was eminent about it.
Yeah.
CJ has joined
Like,
us.
he was
CJ,
not having it any other way. And
go ahead, Jason.
I'll tell you the one memory I have of Smitty was here recently, actually. We were doing an outdoor match. We had the duck tank there. And I threw the rib out to Smitty. I was like, hey, let's put the duck tank in a match, you know. And he's like, man, I don't know. It's cold outside. That water's cold. And I'm like, it's cool, bro. Just dump me in there. It'll be cool. So we do the gimmick where he backdrops me into the duck tank, you know. And I kind of got tangled up in there upside down. And I got flipped over. And when I came up, he grabbed me to pull me out. And he tells me in my ear, he goes, oh, my God, bro, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm all right. He goes, I thought you were going to die. He said, I swear I thought you were drowning. That just, at the moment, it was funny. You know, I was laughing about it. But afterwards, you know, like now, after the events that have transpired this week, I realized that he was genuinely concerned about me. I mean, he was genuinely worried that I was hurt, you know.
Son, why's your head so fucking big?
What's up, CJ?
What's up?
Tell us your favorite fond memory of Smitty.
My favorite Smitty is definitely the night he kicked me in the face. Like, I was so nervous. Like, I had never done anything before. I don't think I had ever done anything before that, and it was my first night doing something. They wanted to drag me over the ropes and have me take a big boot. Well, I messed up whenever I was dragged in, and he thought he killed me for a second. He thought he killed me because I didn't move nothing. I was like just
Oh no.
stand still. And he asked, and he was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Okay, big boot." And then boom, right there. That was, yeah, that's definitely the fondest memory I have.
Oh man,
I was
that's a
just
good
thinking
memory.
about that too. Y'all know the last match that Smitty was at MCW, a couple weeks ago. We were, he wasn't feeling good, whenever he came out, and they did the deal with David and uh, Zach, and they threw him in the ring. Of course, he's fighting us all off, and all of a sudden, he says. He says, "Jason." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm about to puke." I said, "Bro, please don't puke." I said, "Please, please, please don't puke." He said, "Why?" I said, "If you puke, I'm going to puke, bro. Please don't puke." And I remember I told Zach, I said, "Zach, get the chair, get the chair." He said, "Why am I getting the chair?" I said, "We got to do something to get him cooled off, make him lay here for a while because he's going to throw up. And if he throws up, I'm going to throw up." So that was one of the moments that I thought was so funny because in the months leading up to this, Smitty had never once asked for any kind of leeway. He was always just bring it to me, bring it to me, bring it to me. And this one time he's like, "Bro, I'm gonna puke." I'm like, "Oh shit, this is not good." So, but man, like everybody else has said tonight, man, the one thing to take away from all this is, man, if you got heat with anybody, if you got problems with anybody, man, leave that shit in the past and just love your neighbor, bro. Love your family. Hug your kids, your life, whoever, because tomorrow ain't promised to any of us, man.
Absolutely, 100% agree. All right. Any
And
last
I've
part?
had problems with guys in the locker room before. I've had problems with my family before. As anybody on here, the claps, there's like 57 of them. They got to be fighting. But it is what it is. But I
Is that
want to
true,
stress to
Carl?
all
Is
the
there
guys in the
57
back.
claps?
More than that.
Yeah, probably more than that.
More than that.
We roll deep, man. I'm telling you. Another 10 years, we won't need any other workers. We'll have enough clap workers to run the whole show with.
10 years,
It'll
I'm
be
taking
Southern
like
clap.
5. Like 5, you won't even need any more. But anyway,
Yeah,
I love
man.
you guys. I'm going to get off here. I got to fuel up my truck and keep on rolling. I got about 7 hours left. So I love y'all, man.
Oh, boy.
I'll see y'all Friday, and we'll see you.
Be
Love
safe,
you.
man.
Love you, brother.
You bet,
All
bro.
right.
Love y'all.
Any
See ya.
love you too, Jason. Any last
Yeah.
thoughts?
I just want to say memory, right? It was me and CJ, right? We're gonna work Smitty and Too Good, right? In a match, right? We get it to the back, and CJ's like, he said, "Dad, can we go right into the ring?" I was like, "Are you nervous?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." And then we walk out there. He's like, "Dad, can we get right in the ring?" He said, "Do we have to walk around and slap everybody's hands?" I was like, "Yes, son, come on." He was like, "Okay." He was so nervous. And
Yeah.
and I was supposed to be taking the heat, but Too Good took over and put the heat on him. He
Yeah.
ended up with a bloody nose. He was so nervous because he's worked before, but it's like against family or other people. Smitty's huge, man. That dude is huge, man. And he was intimidated. He was like, and he was nervous, but it was funny because he's like, "Dad, do we have to walk around and shake everybody's hands, or can we get straight in the ring?"
You can tell he's huge. Look at him.
Yeah, he's a beast, man. I don't know, man. Like my post, it's you can never find the right words. Smitty was one of a kind. He means the world to a lot of people.
I can promise you, MCW locker room. In the short time he's been, I say short time, but when you're with somebody every weekend and when you talk to them every day, and it's always laughing and joking, and any special moments you share together or with each other, you get attached. Wrestling's supposed to be a brotherhood, and I think a lot of us lose that. A lot of us lose that into the politics, and a lot of us just lose it because it's taken for granted. It's like, oh, I don't like you now, but man, shit happens so quick, man. Uh, you
Yeah.
know, it wasn't supposed to be goodbye. We're supposed to walk up to the locker room like we do every week. Be greeted with a hug and I love you and how you doing, man? How's the family? Um, it's too soon to say goodbye.
Okay. We have somebody coming on, one of Smitty's fans, in a few moments. So let's give her some time to get on because she's been trying to get on for a couple minutes now. CJ.
But it's just hard. It's hard. He wasn't just a brother through wrestling. He was my friend. He was one of them guys that if he said something, he meant it. He was just the gentle giant. That was Smitty. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
100% agree with you guys. I love this picture of him.
that's him, though, man. That's him. Even as a bad guy, he hated it because he's not that kind of person. APW, he's a baby face. He's a good guy. And like we were like the only place we had him as a heel. He was, and it's just like everybody was always like, Smitty was such a nice guy. Smitty was such a nice guy. Even when he was a bad guy, they just loved him. They would
Just like Zach said earlier, he couldn't think of any other insult other than floozy because he was too kind-hearted to
he
call
didn't
him
want to
that.
hurt nobody's feelings.
He didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, so he just,
All right, Natalie is joining us. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, PapaDenk.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right.
I have a few memories to share. Ever since I've been to APW, when I first walked into those doors, I immediately fell in love with Smitty. And ever since then, I've been trying to go to all the shows, OCW, Out of Control Wrestling, MCW, APW, and all of that. Or RWE. And ever since then, I've been trying to go, and it's been pretty rough for me and my mother. And pretty much,
Hello.
it's been rough for me and my mom. It's shocking. It's very shocking, and I don't know how to put it in words, but he felt like a father to me because every time he walked out of the entrance ramp, I was like, he's the one right there. I said to myself, I'm his number one fan. And pretty much ever since that day, he walked out of the MCW entrance ramp, and he was a heel, by the way. It was, I was immediately, like, I take photos for him and stuff. And he would just sit there and just pose for me. He would just pose, and I'm just like trying to get some good shots. The belts, the picture of the belts, I actually got that one. He just sat there and just
Oh,
sat
did you?
there. Yes,
Let
sir.
me see if I
And
can pull
I
it up.
just snapped a picture and I got it. And
Trying to
every
find
time
it.
he wrestled, pretty much he would give me his bandana. It's pretty much I've been saving them, or I would do something with them. I actually have some right here, or one
Oh
right here.
wow.
Yeah, I actually have one. And you know what? How about we have about 10 of those. And we have about 10 of these, by the way. We have a lot of these.
10 of them.
Yeah, I got one at my dad's. I've got two here. I actually got one actually saying to my biggest fan from No Pitty Smitty.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Is there any way I can get one from somewhere?
We may be able to mail you one.
Okay, awesome. I'd really appreciate it because I'd really love to have one.
Yes, sir.
Play her a song on your piano.
Hey. I promise you I will, once I get some more merch in, I will send you some stuff, okay?
Send us the piano.
Huh? Send us the piano.
Send us the piano.
Why does everybody love the piano? Even
Send us a booking.
even
Yeah. I'll take that.
Caitlin's coming on the show. Even my dad and mom are like, "What's up with the piano? Like, the piano's not real." I don't have the piano. Melissa says, "Carl caused such a huge loss. Prayers for everyone." I guess Caitlin's coming on.
I think she is.
Okay, all right.
Thank you for having me, PapaDenk.
Appreciate you coming on, and who knows, maybe one day we will see you in a ring wrestling.
I honestly want to. I've honestly thought about doing it, and my mind is set on it.
Okay.
We have a training school.
There you go.
What's the age? First of all, what's the age of it?
Well, I got a 14-year-old nephew that wrestles.
And a 16-year-old son that wrestles too.
And a 16-year-old son. How old are you, Natalie?
I'm 15 and a half.
You're old enough. You're old enough to train.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's getting her dad to accept that.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard for my dad.
All right.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Hey, how are
Hello,
you?
Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hey, Caitlin.
All right. Well, bye, PapaDenk. I'm about to go.
Bye, Natalie. I'll have someone will send you my address. Serena probably do it. Get in touch with Serena. She has my address.
Okay, I will.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming on.
All right, you're welcome anytime.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
All right, Caitlin. What's your fondest memory?
I'm sorry.
Your fondest memory of Smitty?
Oh my goodness. Well, he always gave the best advice, and he actually messaged me just a couple of days before he passed away, and he told me, he said, if you can be anything, just be yourself. He said, don't try to impress people, because when you do that, you'll just lose yourself. He was so amazing, and every Friday night in the locker room, he'd give me some kind of advice of wrestling or just life, period. He always had a smile on his face, and he's definitely going to be missed. I feel like the locker room's never going to be the same without him.
I think everybody at MCW feels the same way.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on and sharing your story with us.
Of course.
I mean, if you got another one for us, we're listening.
Oh, she'll talk your damn hair off. You know, she's got it.
I remember just my second match me and Ali X had. He was back there watching, and we came back to the back, and he looked at me and he said, that was so good. And he had the biggest grin, and he knew some of my family that run another show, and he was talking to me about it, and he told me, he said, I think it's pretty awesome that you want to wrestle. He's like, you don't see like a lot of girls here in these small towns that like to wrestle and stuff, you know. And he was just, I don't know, it was just, he had the best personality, and I don't know what else to say, honestly.
Well, thank you for coming on and sharing your story with us. We
Thanks for
appreciate you
having me.
and much success in your wrestling career. Appreciate it. Last thought, CJ?
He was one of the most genuine guys in the locker room, definitely. Like he had the biggest heart, definitely. Like every Friday, no matter what, smile on his face, walking through the door. Man, he was early, always early, there before Dad, even though he got there super late, no matter what. Yeah.
I'm never late, son.
You know, no matter what, he told you how good you did, and even if you felt like, you know, even if you felt like you went out there and just completely sucked, he told you how good you did, just boosting you. He was a hype man, definitely.
Okay, Carl. Oh, sorry, you had more, CJ?
He's definitely going to be missed. That's all I was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I just appreciate your time tonight. He's going to be missed. Everybody keep his wife and his daughter, you know, keep them in his prayers. He was a family man. He loved his wife very much, and his daughter was his world. And I'm sure their hearts are breaking right now.
All right, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Appreciate you guys coming on. Appreciate all the guests coming on for sharing their memories. Thank you to everybody who's been in the chat for tonight's a very special episode. Truly something I haven't really done before. I mean, so appreciate you guys. I hope I did you guys justice. And
We just thank you for letting us get on here and talk about him.
thank
I'm
you guys
glad
for
it was
sharing.
good interaction with the chat. I mean, it's Smitty. You go on his Facebook and you could see all the lives he touched, whether it was over baseball or wrestling or his neighbor, or you can just, I mean, he's touched everybody's lives. Everybody he's come in contact with, everybody knows is hurting right now because he was just, I mean, he was that kind of guy. He was just, I mean, you couldn't help but to love him. I don't see a guy like that having enemies. You just, Smitty, he just, I mean, his face would light up. He just, you know, you knew he loved you. You know, he gave a shit about you. You knew you could be having a bad day, and he'd light up a room, man. He was that guy, you know, and he'll be greatly missed.
For sure, you will definitely greatly be missed. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. Carl, just stay on for a moment. Everybody, have a good night. Thank you very much.
For having me, PapaDenk.
Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you for coming on the show. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Love you all.